Welcome to the All the Way Up Radio Show. I'm your host, Lydia High, and I'm excited to be with you here on this Wednesday morning. I have a guest with me here. He's calling in from New York City, live with me today. I'm so excited to have him on our show today to talk about the industry, the film industry, and what that looks like since COVID, and just kind of bringing that industry back up to par. I'm so excited to have him. Benjamin Moore is on the line with us today. Thank you so much for being with us. Before we get to Benjamin and to talk about that, I want to thank our sponsors. Today's show is sponsored by Precise Business Management for all your accounting and tax needs. So if you have some bookkeeping or accounting needs or tax needs for your business, please give Precise a call at 702-542-3330, 702-53330. Inside, and we're coming. Look, a business owner that works that's in the film industry. So if you are in the film business and this is something that's interested to you, or you know someone that may have some questions with industry, please tell all today. And listen to this segment today, because we're going to give you some really good information and some insight with regards to the film industry. So welcome, Benjamin. How are you today?
I'm pretty good. Hello, Lydia. I'm pretty good. Thank you for having me on your show. Thank you.
Oh, it's a pleasure to have you. So we know the film industry revenue, it's about $2.5 billion, and it's declined in 2019 with its revenue from 2018 and 19 with over $35 billion. And no doubt that the decrease is based on COVID-19 and the impact to the film industry and what that looks like, and being able to come back. And knowing that and talking to you about that today, tell us a little bit about your history and what it is that you do.
Okay. So I'm from Queens, New York. I got into the film business in 1990. I used to work at a bank, and then after that I wound up working in the film business. I used to see them filming Ghostbusters 2 downstairs from the bank, and then as soon as I left the bank, I just went right into film school. So I've been in the film business since 1990, and, started off as a PA, which is what most people do when they, like, entry-level position into the film business. And
a PA is what? A production assistant, correct?
Yeah, PA, yeah, you're right. Excuse me for our listeners. It's a production assistant, and you're pretty much the person that helps every other department. So if there's a camera department, you might help carry the cases for the camera. If there's an art department, you might help carry the art or build sets. If it's a sound department or anything like that, you're offloading trucks, you're unloading trucks, you're helping out with the food, craft service department. So you're a person that kind of like helps everybody, all the technical people and production people. You're helping them out. A lot of this business deals with a lot of running to stores, a lot of running to film houses, storehouses, things like that. So a PA could be anything on feet, or you could be the driver. A PA could be the person that's picking up the talent and the cast from the hotel, picking them up from the airport, bringing them to set. So this is a good entry-level position for anybody that's getting into the film business to learn pretty much all the departments. If you spend a significant amount of time, you know a little bit about every department. And then what you would do is gravitate to which department you are more comfortable with. So believe me, you have big directors that start out as PAs, and then they decide to join the assistant director, director.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they wind up becoming a director.
And being able to get into those different areas. So let me ask you, and I didn't get a chance to do a full intro about your your resume and all the people you worked on, and we've known each other for such a long time, and you've worked with such heavy hitters, Beyonce, Jay-Z, Puffy, just so many heavy hitters in the music industry and so many heavy hitters in the film industry. So just a little bit about your background and projects that you've worked on. You've written over 30 film scripts, and you have 2 books that are out, and you've worked with projects with BET, and your resume just goes on and on and on. So talk to us about some of the projects you've worked on.
All right, so I started writing after I've done my stint as a sound man and PA. I started writing in 1995, and I wrote my first script, which is called Media Havoc, in 1994-5, and this was a script about a sniper killing reporters in San Francisco, and I started moving it around. You know, one of the things about being a sound man, you have a lot of downtime, so I took advantage of downtime to start writing because I was working with so many people like Spike Lee and Marcus Nisso, all these big directors. I used to just love the process of filmmaking and especially fell in love with writing. So I started taking advantage of that downtime to start writing myself. And I wrote my first script, Media Havoc, and the second one, Routine Stop. And it's like, I just told myself every year I'm going to write a script. So when you're writing scripts, how do you come
up with that ideas? How do you come up with, so people that want to, write, how do you come up with ideas to write a book, to write a movie, to write a TV show? Like, what's the process of coming up with these ideas?
Well, the creative process could be, are you going to write a script according to the times or what's going on, or are you going to write a script based on a passion project you had, maybe a family drama? So with me, a lot early on, I would just go along with what's going on in the time. So at the time that I wrote my first script, Media Havoc, about this sniper killing reporters, Princess Diana had just been, whoever they want to say, she got killed in that tunnel, and of course paparazzi was chasing her. So I had like a disdain for paparazzi, and I was just like, man, suppose somebody write a movie about a sniper killing reporters. And that was way back then. So I started writing, and I wrote that movie, but it actually picked up a lot of steam. Brett Ratner wanted to do it. I mean, I had it in some big places, and I was taking meetings in studios about this particular script. So, it runs the course, and then you just move on to the next one. Not everything you write is going to get picked up immediately, but it could get a lot of fanfare, and it could get a lot of interest. But you got to keep moving because it's a big circle out there, but everything doesn't get picked up. So
absolutely.
I went on to the next one. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Then,
again, this is Lydia High, your favorite accountant, and you're listening to the All the Way Up radio show. And I'm on a call with Benjamin Sayer Moore, a writer, producer, director, a sound person, and he's done so much in the industry. And just to kind of talk about the film industry with regards to business and what that looks like. At the same time, being able to be in that industry. And writing takes a lot of discipline. It really does. Like, how do you discipline yourself to write a TV show or a movie? How do you discipline yourself to do that?
Well, you're 100% right. It does take discipline. And once you pick a project and you commit to it and say, okay, this is the one I'm going to do, you have to, every day you have to write on this project. You can't let one day go by that you're not at least doing one page or half a page, and you just keep at it. The size of a screenplay is about anywhere between 90 pages and 120 pages. Anything after that is getting into a higher budget. But if you go between 90 pages and 120 pages, just dedicate yourself to say, I'm going to do a page a day. Or if you take off 2 or 3 days, or you take off a whole week, then now the next time you get on it, you got to do 5 pages or 7 pages. So the process I would have was, I might not write on the project for 3 weeks, but I'm always collecting information. I'm always putting down notes. I'll put in my head how this next sequence is going to go, or this next part of the story is going to go, or first act, second act. So by the time I get to where I'm going to write, whether it's the library or my room or the writer's room, I'll be able to knock out 8, 9 pages. But if I'm like, don't have the full story fully, I'm going to do like a page a day. So at best, I'm going to finish the script in 90 days. If I do a page a day, I should be very close to the end in 90 days. So that's 3 months. But, if it's one of those scripts that's heavy, it could take about 4 months, 5 months, so.
Right, absolutely.
So just keep at it.
Yes, there's so many people that I run into, and they talk about their life story and their testimony and so many things, and they think, oh, I have an idea for a movie. My life should be a movie, or I saw something I think would be great as a movie. Like, everyone has ideas for movies. How do you, if someone is interested in writing, to getting their life story or something that they believe is a great story into a movie, what do you suggest for them to get in contact with you? How do you do that when people want to write something? So if one of our listeners had a movie they wanted to write, a story they wanted to turn into a movie, how could they reach you, and what would be the process for that?
Well, the first thing is you at least come up with a one-page idea or synopsis. So if somebody wants to tell their life story, whether, whatever it is, maybe a high school story or a story about them. Let's say they fell hard times and how they triumphed over tragedy, or they went to jail, came out, became a successful businessman. These are stories that's always welcome. Family stories always welcome. They can always email me. I can give you my email at the end of the show. You can email and just send a one-pager of an idea you had or something that you want to do. Now, of course, you got to send an NDA, non-disclosure agreement, and things like that. But that's a start to get with somebody to tell them that, hey, I got an idea for a story of mine, and I would like to develop this into a script. Because it's all about development. It's not I think the misconception with a lot of people is they only see the end product. So they might watch a good TV show and say, hey, I got an idea like that. Or they see a big movie and, oh, man, I got an idea like that.
Yeah, so many people have great ideas. There's so many people who have great ideas. Their life story may be a great story to put on television or an experience. And again, they don't know any writers or know any professional writers that know how to turn their story into a screenplay. And that kind of leads me into how screenwriters make money in this industry. So if you were interested in being a screenwriter, how you would make money. So I know there's different ways working with screenwriters and people in the music industry, and I've done that for such a long time, and being able to work with individuals in this industry. So you have ways to make money in optioning a script, selling a screenplay, writing a treatment, getting assignment work or distribution income, or working in a writer's room. There's so many ways that writers can make income. Out of all of those, what do you suggest is the best way for you?
Well, for me, writing screenplays is a good way because you have such a wide variety of clientele and people that you know in the industry, that when you finish your screenplay, you can send it to this producer or this production company, and they can actually option it for a year. So you'll make money based off the option. And then what they do is when they get the script option from you for a year, they have the exclusive rights to move it to a studio, a network, or a streaming service and try to get it picked up to get made, in which your lawyer or your agent will negotiate a fee for you. So you can make money that way. So you make money off the option, and then when it actually gets picked up to be produced, you get another a check. Your lawyer can negotiate a nice fee for you. Another way is to try to get staffed on a job. Now, to get staffed on a show, you have to be what they call WGA, which is the Writers Guild of America, East or West. And WGA is like a union, and probably everybody that's on a TV show, writing on a show that's studio, streaming, or network, they're most likely WGA. And there's fees for that, too. That's already standard. WGA goes all out every year to make sure that the writer gets paid. So you get standard fees for that as well. If you can get staff, that's always a good thing because you can get paid weekly, you get paid residuals, you get paid monthly. So
now, and being a staff, that's like a staff writer on a show, so you would get salary or something. Is that what that is?
That's right. It's like a salary. Yeah, that's like a salary. Now, for a screenplay, if you get commissioned to do a screenplay, there's certain point marks that you have to hit to get certain fees. So, okay, if you finish the first draft, you get this fee. And you do a rewrite, you get this fee. You do the outline, the treatment, you get this fee. So, it's just different fees based off of how far you get on the project that you was commissioned to do. And then if it gets picked up and goes to series or movie, that's another fee. So it's ways to get paid like that. And it pays pretty well. Yeah, it pays pretty well. But go ahead.
Again, this is Lydia High, your favorite accountant. You listen to the All the Way Out radio show. And today we're talking to Benjamin Zaire more about the film industry, what that looks like. He's calling in live from New York City. He's a film writer out of New York City. And I just wanted to be able to have you on my show to talk about what it looks like in the film industry. You've been doing it for so long and have so many different film projects, over 30 different film projects out there. You have 2 books and a children's book that I do love, and the book is called Curtis Learns His ABCs, and everybody knows my son's name is Curtis, and I love that. So again, you have that book and it's available on Amazon and all the different film projects you worked on. And today we're talking with you about what that looks like as a business. But again, today's show is sponsored by Precise Business Management that handles all your accounting and bookkeeping needs. So if you're a business owner or in the entertainment industry and you're looking for someone to help you with your accounting or your bookkeeping or just keeping track of your royalties and what that looks like, please give Precise a call at 702-781-8906, 702-781-8906, 702-781-8906. Every week I always spotlight a business and be able to just kind of give support to a small business owner in the community here in Las Vegas that I continue to spot and uplift. So today we're spotlighting AA Custom T-shirts, where they do all your custom T-shirts and printing on material for your needs. If you are someone that's looking for advertising on pens or notebook paper or on T-shirts, please give them a call. AA Custom T-shirt is located at 4800 South Maryland Parkway, Suite C. Their number is 702-527-7474. 702-527-7474. Each week I spotlight a business. It's no cost to the business owner. I just want to be able to support small business owners. So if you're a small business owner and you want to be shout out on or the spotlight business on the All the Way Up radio show, definitely give us a call or go to our Facebook page or our Instagram page at preciselv.com or on Facebook, Precise Business Management, or just give our office a call or send us a message saying, hey, I would love to be a spotlight business at 702-781-8906. 702-781-8906. Again, you're listening to Lydia High, the All the Way Up radio show, and today we're talking to Benjamin Moore. He is a producer, writer, screenplay writer out of New York, and we're just talking about that industry and what it looks like to be in that industry as a business owner. So, Benjamin, tell us, how important is it to have an attorney when you have a screenplay that you are shopping or you have out there, someone's interested in buying your screenplay, and to have the right attorney?
It's very, very important because once you get a deal or get an option, your attorney is the one that has to negotiate the rights, negotiate the deal. You yourself can't do it. It's very important when you send it out, and then when you get into negotiations, your attorney is going to be one to she's supposed to have your back and make sure you get the best deal possible. You know, whether it's residuals, whether it's points, whether it's part ownership, creative control. These are all the things that your attorney is going to put inside your contract. So you want to make sure that you're an attorney and have a good attorney that knows the film game and can actually get you as much as possible. Because, a lot of studios, they'll try to take your project and say, okay, we got it from here and give you a fee. But your attorney's want to go like, no, he wants this, and this, and just keep going for it. So it's a back and forth battle, and you want to make sure your attorney is one that is representing you right, and and one that's familiar with this business. So.
Absolutely. That is so critical to be able to have people on your team that's familiar with your industry. And generally, if you're selling a script and the script gets green-lighted, and green-lighted means that it's sold and it's gone and you've sold the script, and every screenwriter dreams of just selling their script and getting it green-lighted. Generally, the writer will get, their money broken down into 2 buckets or 3 buckets, the first draft payment, the second draft, or the final draft, however that looks. So screenwriters generally don't get a salary or a weekly pay. So when that happens and you get these buckets buckets of income, and then you don't get income in a while. How does that help in being able to have an accounting firm or an accounting management work with you with your finances, since it's not on a regular basis?
I mean, the first thing I can tell everybody, if you are one of the fortunate ones to sell a script and get a green light, and the green light means the studio and the banks put the money up to say, okay, let's do the movie. You know, whatever it costs, let's do the movie. So now money's in the bank. When you get your fee, anything can happen. So you don't want to go out spending all your money and thinking, okay, this is going to be a hit, or I'm going to get 5 or 6 more deals after this. What you want to do is deal with your business manager and pace yourself and put yourself on a nice, comfortable monthly or bi-monthly or weekly pay scale where your business pays you as an individual, and you use that money to make your living, pay your bills, and do things like that. And be very frugal with it, because you just never know. This business is so up and down. You can get a green light, and then something can happen where the whole movie's frozen. And that's it. Once the movie's frozen, the bank is not putting out no more money for that movie. Let's just look at what's going on right now with Will Smith. After that incident at the Oscars, 10 movies just got put on freeze immediately, because he himself as the individual is under some sort of scrutiny in Hollywood, and now everybody's just kind of scared to go forward because they're not sure how the audience is going to react. When you're putting up $120 million for this movie, is anybody even going to go see it anymore? So we're going to freeze and put Will in a timeout for a year or two, and that's it. Whoever was on his payroll, it ends right there. You're not going to get no more checks behind it. So until you get, you know, a super duper deal, you might want to pace yourself with your spending as you're getting your deals. So, you know, like I say, your business manager would be the one to say, listen, until you get something else, this is how much you have, and this is what's going to last you this amount of time or this amount of time. And they'll just put you on a money.
Absolutely. It's so important to be able to have that accountant, business manager in place to be able to help you with that, because we know that there's over 100,000 scripts written every year and only about 400 turn into movies. So that's literally, you know, less than 10% of the writers that are getting paid the full amount of the movie that actually make it to the movie. So it is an industry that is definitely impacted with a lot of writers. It has a lot of competition in that industry. So being able to just have that reality check that you have to allow your money to stretch your money as far as you possibly can, and being able to understand how to budget your money. So if you're that individual that's an artist or entertainment industry and you get your money in payments, first payment, final payment, you want to make sure that you're talking to an accountant or someone that can help you manage your funds, or something similar to like Allen Iverson, when he got that deal, he got a particular deal, someone was able to put his funds away for a certain period of time so he can have it for retirement. So if you're older or what that looks like for you, you want to make sure that you have that reality check to know that funds may not last always. So, Zaire, can you tell us the name of your production company and how someone would get in contact with you if they wanted to get a screenplay or a book written or any of those things?
All right, so the name of my production company is called Weather the Storm Productions. Weather the Storm Productions. And if someone wants to reach me right now, they can go to just email me at quietstormfilmsinc@gmail.com. quietstormfilmsinc, and that films is with an S, @gmail.com. And you can just send me an email. Hey, I got a script, just let me know about it, and we can just start the dialogue. And also, as Lydia was saying, I got books out right now on Amazon. I wrote one called The Powerball Murders, which is a murder mystery. It's doing pretty well on Amazon, The Powerball Murders. And I also have a children's book called Curtis Learns His ABCs. And it's just about a little boy that's just in New York City, Harlem, and going about with his mother to the store. And on his way to the store, he's learning his ABCs through elements in his environment. So it's a pretty good book. That's also doing well on Amazon. So you can reach me through that, through my email. And my social media, Instagram, which is Zaire the Great, on Instagram, @Zaire the Great, the great. So,
wonderful. I think being able to be creative and to be a writer and just come up with creative ideas takes a lot of discipline and a lot of creativity. I know in my mind sometimes I think stories can turn into books or turn into screenplays, but once you dive into writing it, you may not feel it's enough content to even write a screenplay or to write a story or to see if it's viable for this particular industry. So it's always great to have a successful writer or someone on your team if you believe you have a story that can help them, a story that can help individuals that people want to see or want to hear in that arena. So you said another thing that I see here on your resume before we have to go, if anybody wanted to listen, you have a podcast coming out?
Yes, I have a podcast coming out in the summer, sometime in June, July, called Writer of Wrongs. Podcast, Writer of Wrongs. So you can go there. It'll be a YouTube page. It's on Buzzsprout. It'll be a couple, Apple, Spotify. So Writer of Wrongs, and that's coming real soon. So you can check out that podcast.
Well, I'm always happy.
I'll be interviewing writers and stuff. Huh?
Say it again.
Yeah, on that podcast, I'll be interviewing writers, directors, and filmmakers, just giving everybody a whole, journey into the world of filmmaking.
That's wonderful to be able to give exposure to other writers. I'm just so excited to have you on the show. Again, you're listening to Lydia High, your favorite accountant, this All the Way Up radio show. And we have Benjamin Zaire Moore on the line from New York City, a writer, a filmmaker that works on so many different projects. He has over 30 different film projects that are out there at different places, and just giving advice. Do you have any advice for anyone that wants to get into this industry before we go?
Yeah, it's a lovely thing. If you're passionate filmmaking, whether it's writing, directing, it's real beautiful just being in a creative space because there's so many wonderful ideas that people come up with. I would say go for it. Don't listen to nobody but yourself. Just go for it, and if you feel like you got what it takes to write a show, a movie, a book, just go for it. Don't even doubt yourself. It's wide open right now. Because of what happened with COVID and things that shut down for a fair part of 2 years, it's coming back in a very booming way, and there's so many new networks and streaming services and studios, and they're always looking for content. And you just never know if your idea might be the one. It's to say, okay, we love this idea coming from this person. So I would say go for it. Don't doubt yourself. Because a lot of times you might feel like, I don't know if I can do it. Yes, you can. If this is one of the things that you always want to do, I would say get to it right now because it's a long journey. But if you don't have nothing written, then you're not even starting your journey. So get on the job right now and write something and get it out there.
Absolutely. I totally agree. There's no better time than right now to start. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. Again, this is Lydia High, your favorite accountant. And each and every Wednesday at 10:30 on KCEP Power 88, we come to you with business owners and to talk about money management, accounting, and taxes. Until next week, be blessed. Thank you. Bye-bye.